Jehoshaphat's victory. This is one of the great stories of the Old Testament. It stands out in so many ways. Just a few things. The fact of the national support that came and stood with their king when he called for them to cry out to God as a nation. They came together and did it. This is a man whose people knew him and trusted him. Just the fact that he put the singers out front. I mean, such a unique thing to do, and should be used by choirs across the nation to as an illustration of the importance of singing. And then the massive army. Now, this is not in the story, but when Jehoshaphat called for his people to come together and go to battle, it is estimated that he had to, at his availability, up to 1 million people. It was a massive, and you have to remember that the people had been leaving the north and coming south. So all the people that Israel didn't have, Jehoshaphat did have. So he did not have a small army, that's for sure. And then the amount of loot that they got off of those dead bodies. Why? I've always been curious. Why did they bring so much valuable things to battle with them? The Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Edomites. I think that was just God, I guess, saying, just put it on their hearts and take that to the battlefield so that Judah could get those things. There's a few important observations about this period of time. Jehoshaphat's father was Asa. Asa, most of the time that he was king, was a good king. Now, it is generally felt that near the end of Asa's reign that Jehoshaphat became co-king, that they ruled together, especially those 2 years where Asa was going through great agony. So when it says that Jehoshaphat ruled for 25 years, you have to think, well, the people already knew him. He had already been the administrator before he actually became king. Also, the high places. It's interesting that Solomon went throughout Jerusalem and he put idols on top of all the hills, and this became known as the high places. And this is for his wives. He was doing it for his wives. Now, Jehoshaphat got rid of those things, but they came back. And when they came back, he did not go and get rid of them again. So that's a little bit to his fault. The three kings, the three kingdoms that attacked him, you have to just remember her, just for curiosity's sake. You had the Moabites and the Ammonites. Both of those were descendants of Lot, if you remember, about Lot's 2 daughters. Then you have the country of Edom, which was, of course, descendants of Esau. They were all 3 nations were on the east side of the Dead Sea. And they're the ones that all came together to bring about even a greater, massive army, and they were going to invade Judah. Well, I trust you'll enjoy this. I trust this is a story that you'll learn and that you will tell. This is one that you definitely need to learn how to tell. Well, come back next week when we continue on with more insights on the story of the week. We'll see you next week.